Hi, my name is Daisy Chida. This is going to be for COM 250. I am going over information from Module 3, Chapters 5 and 6. Imagine walking into work every day and feeling completely supported by your leaders, connected to your team, and confident in every decision being made. Because information flows freely and everyone feels safe. That kind of environment doesn't happen by accident, and that's pretty much exactly what this module is about. It's the result of leadership, clear communication, and strong systems that essentially bring people together. In today's world of constant change, organizations thrive not just because technology or resources, but because of trust and leadership and effective communication. Understanding how great leaders communicate, how systems manage information, and how networks support collaboration helps us see exactly what are making these teams so successful. Through my research, I have been studying leadership, and through TED Talks, we've heard a little bit more from Simon Sinek as well as Jim Hammerling. I've learned that modern leadership is really about creating environments of safety and purpose and adaptability. I'll be exploring kind of three main ideas. First, about how Simon Sinek teaches that effective leadership, and that just begins with trust and safety. Second will be about how Jim Hammerling's 5 strategic imperatives do help teams through change. And finally, a little bit about how managed information systems, MIS, and computer networks support collaboration and decision making within organizations. In his TED Talk, 5 Ways to Lead in an Era of Constant Change, Jim Hammerling offers 5 imperatives that keep organizations thriving through transformations and transitions. The first imperative is inspire through purpose. This is about connecting people's work to something meaningful. When employees understand how their role contributes to the bigger picture, they stay motivated. As Hammerling says, companies that transform customer experiences and serve their communities succeed because people are driven by purpose, not just performance. The next 2 imperatives are go all in and enable people with capabilities. These are all about showing leaders that they must fully commit to this change and give their teams the tools that they need in order to grow. A leader who models adaptability and transparency ultimately helps the team face these transitions with confidence rather than fear. Hammerling's 4th imperative, instill continuous learning, is something that resonates deeply with modern organizations. When people are encouraged to learn and to adapt and to share what they know, this ultimately creates an organization that stays innovative and stays resilient, especially during this time. Finally, the 5th imperative, leading with humanity, kind of ties everything back together. Leaders who are practicing empathy and practicing compassion naturally are building that trust and that open communication with their teams. This kind of leadership reminds us that change doesn't have to feel chaotic. It can feel human and it can feel hopeful. Now, beyond leadership, organizations can also need structure, right? Systems that help information kind of flow clearly. That's where MIS, Management Information Systems, come in. According to Dwyer, MIS helps organizations manage data efficiently into useful information for better decisions, connecting different parts, and kind of keeping everything responsive within an organization. MIS tracks business trends, performance, forecasts, outcomes, just so managers can kind of make decisions based on real-time insights. For example, a project manager can use MIS to quickly access which departments are on track or behind schedule, and that visibility ultimately supports planning and greater accountability for everyone. MIS also strengthens leadership because it improves communication. When data flows quickly and accurately, leaders can respond to changes with clarity and with confidence. While technology supports structure, communication networks, both formal and informal, kind of keep people connected. So formal communication is going to include that upward, downward, horizontal flows, but employees ultimately are reporting to their supervisors, managing kind of information that is being shared downward. Peers are collaborating across departments. This is also obviously all really important, and it's going to be just as important as our informal communication, where we see kind of transparency filling in these gaps and strengthening relationships. Leaders who can both encourage formal and informal communication are building that unity and building that trust. When employees feel heard through upward communication and informed through downward or through horizontal, they're not just more engaged, but they're more in line with your organization's mission. To wrap this up, great leadership, effective systems, clear communication are what hold together successful organizations. Today, I talked a little bit about Simon Sinek and his definitions of leadership through trust and safety, a little bit about Jim Hemmerling and his 5 imperatives and how those guide leaders, and communication networks and how they kind of help us make informed decisions on the fly. When we connect all of these ideas, we see that leadership isn't just about managing, but it's about empowering people. We do this how we can with these tools, building trust, building purpose, and building information. Simon Sinek put it best when he said, when leaders take care of their people, the people take care of their organization. That simple truth means that let's all just begin with one thing, and that is taking care of ourselves and each other. Thank you.